Warning: if you might be offended by foul language or off-color jokes, now is the time to kindly fuck off.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Londoner Calling Pubcast. My name is Ben Drabick, along with Barry Tate, and we are joined by a special guest today, Ollie Cooke. Ollie, welcome to the pod.
Hello.
How we doing?
Thanks for having me.
For those who are listening on Spotify and not watching on YouTube, Ollie is a Newcastle fan wearing a Newcastle kit. So I think all of us had a good Champions League week this week, didn't we?
Well, but we want to firstly, how did you become a Newcastle fan?
I will explain that. Given I'm a southerner,
Yeah.
What do you mean by Southerner?
born in and around London.
Okay, see, because Southerner means something way different in America, where our audience,
I'm not a redneck. Don't worry.
No, I can tell by the accent.
Yeah,
I'm the one that
that's
has
it.
an accent on the spot,
That's
apparently.
If it was from Newcastle, it'd be a redneck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Newcastle.
So you're from London.
From London, but grew up. My dad wasn't really into football much, and I was like 1989 born, 36, getting up there these days. But when I started getting interested in football, Euro '96. If you remember, was like my revolutionary moment. England got to the semi-finals. I was like 7 years old. I was like, this is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, Keegan's Newcastle were kicking on. Shearer signed. We were the entertainers. It was known as like
Decent signing there.
Especially Euro. I mean, Shearer had a good...
Yeah, decent signing. Shearer turned out to be,
My
right?
son,
Pretty decent signing.
I'm a Londoner. My son's a Newcastle fan.
There we go.
Because of Shearer.
There we
Same
go.
as you.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of fans support Newcastle because of Alan Shearer and the legacy that he left. Do you find that true to be of yourself?
Yeah, to some extent. And like, so basically, entertainers became Newcastle fan because they were the best team to watch, and then proceeded to have 20 after Robson, really, Bobby Robson in the early aughts, like 25 years of misery.
Yeah.
Stuck with it. It's a bit like, way I explain it to people in Dallas is like, it's a bit like being a Cowboys fan.
Okay,
Because like, we were good in the 90s and then kind of shit from then.
But it is because my son's a Newcastle fan, and he moved over here when he was 3, 4, and became a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
So he hasn't seen anybody won shit.
That's it. Until last year.
Until last year,
we're back in the game. Now we got the oil money.
I was going to ask, so you've been through Newcastle thick and thin. How do you as a supporter feel? Because I think that it's so often that we criticize teams like Man City and clubs like PSG for that oil money and for just buying their way to success. But Newcastle, even this summer, a bit more of a selling club. We'll touch on the Isak story. I'm sure you have a lot of thoughts on that too. Trust me, we'll get there. I promise we'll give you the outlet for that. But I want to know how
with
you
Isak, his name is Cook with an E.
Yeah.
Isak is cunt with a C.
There we like that?
Very
yeah,
good.
see, sometimes he's got good one-liners
That
every
was
now
good,
and then.
actually.
That was
That was
proper.
the best joke I've heard from you.
That was really good. Just wait. That's the best. It's not going to get better.
I can go home now.
We'll wrap it up. Good pod,
Yeah,
guys.
that's it.
So the oil money comes in, and Newcastle gets revitalized with just funds upon funds upon funds. But I know, obviously, it's not just funds that make the team, case in point, Man United, right?
Yeah.
So how do you feel about your club being taken over by an entity like that?
So the first thing I'll say is, like, we went through the Ashley era, which was just so tragic and so, like, everyone says, like, the Newcastle fans are so, like, we want so much and we like want to be that, we want to be winning the league. We don't want that. All we want is to be...
You probably do want the league.
We do want that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm about to say, hold on.
Like, we don't... The minimum we want is we want to be competitive, ambitious, and challenging, and, like, actually, aspirational, right?
Yeah.
And during the whole Ashley era, it was, like, 15 years of just tragic shit and over-promising, under-delivering for so many years. And so when they came in, and what I really do like about this regime is, number one, Staveley and her husband... I'm not going to pronounce
it's okay,
his name.
Mr. Yeah, nailed it.
They did it in the right way, right? Like, they really believe in the club, they really believe in the fans, and we invested a lot of money, like, off the bat. Like, we bought like Trips and Dan Burn and Guimaraes and like a lot of these players and Isak in that second summer, I think. But we've done it the right way. Like, we tried to actually build the club. We tried to build the commercial revenue, which now with PSR, I think we can get into PSR if you want, but I think the whole PSR regime is...
But didn't that hurt you for a while?
It's massively hurt us. Like, you look at Elliot Anderson playing for England now, starting every game. We had to sell him at the end of last summer's transfer window because we had no...
I remember when you guys had him, and I was like, this is a proper baller. Like, I don't know what they're doing getting rid of him, but it's because you're forced. Elliot Anderson, he's on Forest now.
He started like the last 4 games for England. Like,
he's great, proper baller.
Brilliant player. Like, we had to sell him. We had to sell Yankuba Minte, who we brought on as a young player, who's now smashing it for Brighton.
Right, yeah, he's worth like upwards of 80 mil now.
So, like, to answer your question of like, how do I feel about it? Number one, every club has been taken over by billionaire owners within reason. Yeah. Like, most clubs have.
The majority, yeah.
Number two, everyone asks about the sport washing, shit like that. Like, you think about Russian owners, Abramovich.
Yeah.
Like, no one's clean, right?
No
one's fucking clean. That's the reality. And yeah, there are some moral aspects to that, but whatever, it is what it is.
At the end of the day, you're just supporting a football club. You're not the one making the moral decisions for them.
Exactly. And number three, it's like, we are just now competing. I think Eddie Howe is a god.
I think he's brilliant. I think Howe is brilliant. Amazing. I can't believe England haven't sold the ship to go for him, honestly, as their
Do you think he's a future England manager?
100%.
I think it has to be.
I think he should be first in line.
The trouble with England, it's not just being a good manager. You've got to know how to work the FA.
I think he's been around the top of the top game for a while now. I think he knows how to navigate that.
And I don't think there's any skeletons in his closet or anything like that. I mean, he doesn't seem,
Sam Allardyce.
Yeah, there we go,
yeah. Big Sam,
Yeah, but the thing about Eddie is he's got players in that team. You look at Jacob Murphy yesterday. Mm-hmm. Jacob Murphy he was on loan most seasons. Mm-hmm. He was failing and struggling. And yesterday he made all the difference. Won 3 or 4-0. It was amazing. You look at players like Joe Linton and players like that were there before and now have got significantly better as a result of Eddie Howe.
When Joelinton came over and he was brought over, is he a striker? Is he a midfielder? No one even knew where he was going to play. They're like, well, he isn't scoring. And then you're like, well, he's not a striker, but then he's playing striker. And it was just a bit of a mess, right?
What is he now? Is he like
he's a midfielder. He's a midfielder. He plays
he's like a box-to-box now. He's like a midfield destroyer now. And he is like... Can you imagine playing against Joe Linton?
No,
I
actually
6'3", ripped.
I actually call your midfield the ugly stepsisters, Joelinton and Guimaraes. I can't stand them. I'll say this too. I think without a doubt, and I might catch some slack for this from viewers, I don't think there's a harder away day in the St. James Park in the Prem. 100%. When St. James is up for it, that is the most difficult away ground to go to. Obviously, we won there this year. Our track record there is abysmal. We've won, that's now, 2 out of 6 or something, which for a club like Arsenal in the recent years, very unheard of, right?
And you were lucky to win that game as well.
Allegedly, yes, but you were lucky to beat us a couple of years ago with that elbow on the back of Jorginho's head, so I don't feel bad at all. But yeah, no, I mean, we take Set Piece FC, right? We're grateful. But I don't think that there is a fan base in the Premier League that shows up more and you hear more on match days than that of Newcastle. Can you speak a little bit about what it's like and what it means to your fans?
Have you been to the grounds?
Yeah, so do you know what's crazy? Like, I became this Newcastle fan and was following it through the good times and the bad times for literally 20 years, 25 years maybe. Got to 2020 and I was actually living in the US. I met a couple of Geordie lads in New York where I used to live. And they became really good mates and they moved back to the UK and they eventually took me up to a Boxing Day game, Man United Newcastle, just after the takeover, and the atmosphere was fucking electric.
Especially with Man U and Boxing Day as well. I mean, it's good.
It was like just walking up those stairs, like my mate Will, and I'll send him this, he'll love the little shout out, but he took me up the stairs and he took a video of me coming up the stairs and seeing the stadium for the first time and seeing the atmosphere and the ground.
It must be good when you come up the stairs and all of a sudden you reach and you get this whatever.
And all the flags are up.
And you got Dire Straits playing and it's oh my God, and the war flags are going and it's just there's I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. It is unbelievable and I've since been back 3 or 4 times because every time I go back now I have to go up there. And now you can get from London to Newcastle in 3 hours on the train. So.
I know you said, obviously, Alan Shearer, but they had a centre forward before that, Malcolm McDonald. Do you remember him? Or,
I'm too young to.
That's what I'm saying. But he was there. Number one. He was a.
Shearer broke his record
this year. It's what?
Shearer
broke every record. To be fair, every record.
But he was I don't know. He was a hustle bustle. Get in there and no one remembers him.
You do. That's
If
impressive.
you're listening, Malcolm, I remember you, mate.
There you go. Appreciate that, Malcolm.
What about, so you've got, obviously, Anthony Gordon. I want to see him playing for England. I'm sure he will, but do you think he'll be the winger in the World Cup, as opposed to Rashford, maybe?
Rashford's in form right now, isn't he?
He is with Barcelona,
Rashford's in form.
but they're two different styles, aren't they?
Similar but different at the same time. Like, they're both right-footed, cut in from the left wing. Like, they can take players on. I think Gordon's better at like connecting play. I think probably Rashford's better at finishing. But Rashford has to have his head in the game. Like, we've seen it. Like, this season he has his head in the game. He's brilliant.
Crazy what happens when you
Last
leave Man
season-
United.
He can get put off his game.
yeah.
Last year he was good once he went to Villa. He did a job at Villa, and I
was
think
okay at Villa, yeah.
he was okay, but better than he was at Man United. He started to raise his game, and again, getting a move to Barcelona, it's one of the biggest clubs in the world.
I was
and he's
reading
still
Gordon
performing.
saying during the week that he said he likes playing with that German up front you got now.
Oh, Will Tamada.
yeah.
Do you want to speak on him as the? We'll get to Isak in a second, but let's talk about his replacement. What a signing Will Tamada's been, despite the noise that came out. And you want to talk about that a little bit for those who don't know, the negative press that came out about him. I know Gordon responded to it, actually, if you want to speak on that.
Yeah, so I didn't see the Gordon comments, but like the first thing I'll say is the whole summer was crazy.
Yeah.
Right? And I was actually in between jobs at the time, so I was like watching Sky Sports News every day.
Yeah.
Like dialed into it.
Just waiting for the updates,
this
yeah.
saga, like, and it was quite anxiety inducing as a
I can only imagine, yeah.
and so we obviously went for Sesko.
Yep.
Lost him to United.
Had both bid, for those who don't know, Sesko, before he went to United, had a bid accepted by Newcastle, accepted by Man United.
Yeah.
It came down to the players' terms, and Man United actually offered a lower wage than Newcastle, but the players still chose them, I'd assume, based off name and pedigree of the club.
And let's go back one step. We actually offered for Ekitike.
I was going to say, but Ekitike as well. You had
first.
ready to come in.
Liverpool nicked him, and they were like, fuck you.
Well, Liverpool
And we were
heard
like,
that you guys wanted to play Ekitike and Isak up top, and they thought, oh, well, that's a pretty good idea. Why don't we do that, right? So they took both of your Sarkers, yeah.
And then,
Go ahead.
sorry, and then we had Ekitike, we had the Sesko thing, and then like the Wissa thing was going on in the
Wissa
background.
with Brentford over and over and
in
over.
fairness, what I will admit is we were sort of doing the same thing to Brentford that Liverpool were doing to us.
Yeah, just
Like-
waiting until you pounce, right?
And Wissa refused to train for a bit and stuff like that as well. So
He's
I will like own that and admit
He's just
that,
not as
like,
high profile as Isak, and with all due respect, moving to Liverpool from Newcastle is bigger than Brentford.
The
to
geezer up
Newcastle.
front now, whatever his name is.
Will Tamada.
Yeah,
Wanna win.
so that came out of the blue. Like
Nowhere.
no one like
Where
knew
they
it was
getting from?
happening. From Stuttgart.
Okay.
And the price that was paid was wild. And then I like looked into it, and I like hadn't seen much of him, but in the under-21s championship in the summer, he scored 6 goals. And when you see the highlights, you're like, oh my god, this is like
He's got some tech.
This is Peter Crouch on steroids.
He's got some
I was
tech.
gonna say that,
He's
yeah,
6
yeah,
foot.
he's
For
a
those who don't know, Will
Crouch type,
Tamada
in that
is
sense, you know.
he's
He's
6
getting
foot
blanked.
6 with the touch of Iniesta. It
Yeah,
is
yeah.
ridiculous. The goal he scored. I know you lost to Brighton on the weekend, but the goal he scored.
unbelievable.
Well,
You're
but the backflip,
the back,
whatever it is, yeah.
like the ball's coming to him, coming towards him. He lets it roll past his first leg, flicks it with the back heel of his second into the far corner. Like, the tech is unreal.
Yeah.
For someone of that stature as well, you don't move like that. You don't get to touch a ball like that. But he kind of defies the physics of all that, doesn't he?
And I know he's tall, but can he head a ball?
Oh yeah, he scored a header
he
against
scored
us.
2 headers. Well, that was the criticism of him when we signed him. They were like, he hasn't scored many headed goals, but he's 6'6". But then his first 2 goals were headed goals.
Okay. Yep.
And so you're like, okay, great. And our wingers are brilliant. We've got Elanga, Murphy,
I love
Barnes, and
Elanga.
Gordon.
I love Elanga.
Elanga's been a bit disappointing, to be honest.
He was so
for
good
me.
last year. I think that
he's been
he'll
a bit
be.
disappointing.
Was he from Nottingham Forest?
Yes, and Man United previously
Yeah.
before that.
Oh, okay, was he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elanga's been a bit disappointing, but Barnes was brilliant yesterday.
Barnes is brilliant.
Barnes on his day his finishing's up there with the best as a
Yeah.
winner. And Murphy, I think Murphinho, as we call him.
Firmino.
Murphinho.
Does Murphy get in the... not Murphy.
England?
No, not Murphy. Forget it. I was going to say Barnes. Does he get in the first team often? Because I don't think he does, does he?
He sort of chops
Comes
and
on
change.
as a tough sub a lot of
He sort
times.
chops and change. So
Him
like
and Gordon play the same spot a lot
Yeah,
of the
they
time, so
say-
it's
okay.
tough for him to get that spot over Gordon.
sometimes we move Gordon to the right, and then we'll put Barnes on the left because Barnes does cut in very well. But yeah, long story short, Voltamada has been amazing, and if he continues this way, he could be the signing of the season. In my
I
opinion.
mean, sitting here now, because I don't really
Interesting.
watch that much, and a lot of times when I'm at a pub, I don't get to watch the games.
Yeah.
I hear people scream and I look at a goal, I really don't.
Yeah.
But just talking here now, I'm looking at Newcastle, I think all the players they've got some fucking good players here. You really have. And then you got the Catholic in goal, Pope.
And Ramsdale. You got our old boy Ramsdale back. I find Ramsdale's transfer so funny because he
went from
left
you to
Arsenal.
Southampton.
He left Arsenal because he didn't want to sit on the bench behind Raya. And Raya, back-to-back Golden Glove winner, he's brilliant. Raya's absolutely brilliant. But Ramsdale, I don't want to sit on the bench. Goes to Southampton, lets in about 1,000 goals. And he's like,
which you can't all put down to him.
No, not to him.
Yeah.
But then he's like, maybe the bench isn't so bad. And immediately goes to be Nick Pope's backup, which I really don't get before a World Cup when he's trying to make the England roster. And I find it very interesting, the England goalkeeper position, because you have Pope and you have Pickford starting. Yeah. And then your other two goalkeepers are backups, Ramsdale and Trafford. Trafford, who defectively fell into the backup role at Man City.
Trafford as well.
Everyone should have tried to go for Trafford the second Donnarumma was flattered to come in there. But
Man City took him back, is that right?
Man City have both. It's an embarrassment of riches.
Trafford
But didn't he have the first game? He made a real big mistake.
He made a big mistake, but in my opinion, and feel free to disagree with this, I think Donnarumma's the best in the world right now. Like, point blank, period. I think Donnarumma's the best goalkeeper in world football.
Shot-stopping wise, yeah.
Shot-stopping, penalties, not distributing, but whatever.
Yeah, distributing he's not great, does it?
That's not. They don't ask him to do that. And City have enough. They can pass around the back and drop someone deep. They'll be fine. But Trafford making this big move to a big club from Burnley to Man City, ready to be the starter, England international, ready to be the number one. And here comes the best goalkeeper in the world 2 months after you signed and enjoyed the bench, right? That's brutal,
savage,
right? That's brutal, but that's Pep Guardiola. That's what it takes at the highest levels to win.
That's success, isn't it? You've got to be brutal.
But a lot of clubs now are going with two really high-quality keepers.
Yeah, we have Kepa as our backup now, who, again, was starting for Bournemouth all last year.
Who?
Kepa, Chelsea.
The one you kept taking the piss out of.
When he was on your team.
Oh, now he's fucking brilliant because he was your team. Is that it?
Look, he's played one game, one clean sheet for us. That's all I'm going to say. 1 game, 1 clean sheet. Was it against Port Vale?
You were going on about how much he cost Chelsea. That was your big thing,
to be fair, he was the most expensive goalkeeper in the world. And then you sold him for $5 million.
Yeah.
It's not good business from you.
We can afford it. We don't give a fuck about it.
You can afford anything. Apparently, you're paying Sterling $300K a week to not be in the team photo.
What's happening with Sterling now?
What is he just?
I feel bad for. So he didn't get a move.
I feel so bad.
They had literally, I don't know if you saw this on Chelsea socials, but they do the team photo every year on the field with everyone. Yeah. They didn't put him in it. They excluded him from the club photo. And he's done so much.
He has.
And you look at his prime, Man City, he's one of the best English wingers to ever play in the Premier League, point blank period.
100%.
To be that consistent in a Pep Guardiola-led team takes something special.
But is it a case of, I know it's his wages that are stopping him going somewhere.
Yeah.
But do you think, okay, I'll take $100,000 a week and less, if I go somewhere. But that's $400,000 a month. That's still a lot of money at his age. He might have another year or two left. So
I think he's at the point where he's like, I don't mind getting $300K a week and not having to play. Like, I'd be getting slated in the media.
He's done
no matter what.
But this is the thing. Like, there are so many players like that, and you talk about the Rashford example. You talk about Sancho as another example of that.
Ozil was it for us for a little bit a while ago.
There are so like. You got it. It's all relative, right? Like, if somebody offered you to do the job you do right now at another pub or whatever for a quarter of the money, albeit it's enough to get a good living,
I'll take it. I'm fucking sick of this place.
Yeah. Or would you or would you sit on your ass? No, you don't have to show up on weekends to work and make triple the money.
It's hard to get, and they know their career is so finite. They've got,
and it can end like that.
Sterling's arguably got 3 or 4 years left. And this is securing the rest of his family's life.
Yeah.
So, like,
everything he did.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
We have I have a coworker. I have a coworker he's an older man who freelances,
$300,000 a week.
And he says that I now get paid for what I used to know. And I feel like that's where Sterling's at to an extent. With everything he's done, earned him that contract. He's just passed it now.
I sent you something during the week, and it was talking about Arsenal because they've hardly let any fucking goals. How many goals they let in this year?
We've out of open play 1. In total, 3.
And what do you mean open play? The other one is a penalty and shit like
Newcastle.
that.
No, Newcastle scored a corner on us. We've conceded.
So how many have you let in total?
3 total.
3.
2 set pieces, 1 open play.
What's the record? Chelsea, I believe.
15. Chelsea 15. Yes.
And you lot think they're all talking about you ain't gonna fucking beat them.
I don't actually, because I think that I'm glad you brought this up because I've seen this on Arsenal discourse a lot lately. Of can they match Chelsea? Can they match Chelsea? Within the first 8 games, which is where we are in the Premier League. That year, Chelsea had 1 goal conceded. So we're still behind where you were keeping the pace, right? Now, we're on pace for 15 based on the amount of games, but we're behind the pace. And here's the thing, too. Injuries happen.
That's what I'm saying. You could have Kepa in goal and you're fucked.
Exactly. Raya saves a lot. But we do have good depth in defense. Obviously, Gabriel and Saliba, in my opinion, probably the best duo in world football right now.
When Saliba got injured.
He did
that run in.
Yeah,
remember a couple of
2 years ago, 3 years ago.
When that run in,
we got injured in the Europa League game and we lost the title because we couldn't do it. That's why
So it wasn't when Villa beat you.
No, that was the only loss we had that winter.
That
We
didn't hurt you?
went from
You
January
were at
to
home,
May.
weren't you?
No, we were on the
was
road.
a big game.
Yeah, no, it was at home actually. Yeah, we were. That was the only loss we had, and City, of course, go perfect way to the road, right?
But also, they're saying the geezer you got up front.
Gyökeres.
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
because he scored 2 yesterday. Is that right?
Yeah, he scored some fucking
He
terrible
did, but
goals.
no, he's
yeah.
starting as
Tap-ins, but he
Tap
hasn't
is-
scored for
okay.
7 games.
I don't care. That's the
You've
thing.
still got to be there.
You still gotta be- that's the thing.
But, yeah.
I don't care.
They said he's working a lot more off the ball.
He
and
does.
doing
He
this and
works
that.
very hard. And I do feel like that is a little bit of copium from our fan base, a little bit of coping. And, oh, well, he's working. We didn't buy him to work fucking hard. Okay, we didn't
Yeah.
buy you to work hard. If I wanted someone to sprint around, we could hire any kid off the streets
Get
that would
Jesus
run
back
like
to
crazy.
do that.
He's just injured right now. He'll be back in January, I think. Then we might try to move him on. He might try to get some minutes for the World Cup.
But
he
is
works
he
hard.
injured?
Madueke is injured as well, and then Havertz is injured for like
I
another
still
couple
can't believe
weeks.
I still can't believe Chelsea sold him.
I
We
can't
took
believe.
that prick from fucking Man United.
Well, you got Garnacho and you got Gittins and you got your own academy kid George and you've got and then you brought back Mark Guiu who scored today from Sunderland who was on loan in last
He was
minute
lucky
'cause
with a goal, but by the way,
Delap, and then he was
Do you like your view of the whole Chelsea regime right now? Is it positive?
Is it what?
Is
Positive.
it positive?
Yeah,
Is it positive?
of course it is. Yeah,
I think
we got a
Maresca's
lot of
doing
young
a good job.
players here.
I think Maresca's
I
doing
know
a job.
everybody's going, you spent this, you spent that, but we brought in a lot of young players, paying 20 million and all 15, 16, 17, 18, and they're there. They're
You're
coming
also in a
through.
bit of an injury crisis at center back.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You are down.
Sell a
like-
few hotels to fund the.
Oh my god! Or you can just
we got away with it, didn't we? We got away with it. There's always a way. There's always a way.
Private equity always know how to fiddle
sell
the
to their
birds.
sister club in France when you can't move someone along. Have your team in France that you also own buy them and take
Yeah,
care
yeah,
of
yeah.
it
It
for
could have
you.
been worse. We could have been Crystal Palace and we have to drop down to another fucking tournament.
Oh,
that
that's
didn't
so
happen, did it?
wrong. That's so wrong. That is so wrong. We play them.
do
on
Arsenal
Home.
have
Back
a-
to your point about Newcastle.
Do they have a
What-
sister club?
I don't believe so. I
No,
might be wrong on
not
that,
yet,
but I
not
don't
yet.
believe so.
Yeah.
And what I appreciate about Newcastle is the way we've done it is we have abided by the rules.
Yeah.
Whereas, in fairness, you got to admit with Chelsea,
Chelsea and City have not.
They fiddled it. They played around. They window dress stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And in fairness, it's working. You can't knock it.
I mean, if your team had
They-
done that, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't knock it either.
No, you
I would,
I mean,
I, would,
you
I
know.
would raise the expectations, but I'm not going to knock how we're there.
No.
You're there, right? You're
I think
competing
all
for the
the
top
rules are
4. I don't
corrupt,
think you're a
is it?
title team
So-
yet, but you're competing for the Champions League. You're competing in the Champions League.
All right, so we're talking about this at Chelsea with all this and that, and then we had. I think we had to mention Man United because we always take
We
the piss
do.
out of them.
How about Man United? Like, back-to-back
it was
wins.
the two players they got. As I said, at the beginning of the season when they got the one from Wolves and Brentford.
Cunha
I
and
think even
Mbeumo.
Roy Keane was saying no, they're one of them. He was comparing to fucking Cantona,
Yeah.
which I don't know if he meant
It's a little,
his
it's a
attitude
little bit
yeah,
more
I
extreme.
know.
You know
Yeah.
how the legends of the game that are
Yeah.
commentators now always
Hey,
stretch
when
it
you
for
get
their
on
own
TV
clubs.
as a pundit, okay, you run out of things to say. I'm
no, you
fucking
just support
dry.
your club.
I'm
We
not
have-
saying much today. I'm
Ian
fucking
Wright is the most shameless pundit out there when it comes to Arsenal. He will be doing a live broadcast of an Arsenal game and he'll throw stuff in the air when he
Yeah.
doesn't care. I love it, right? Gary Neville, when they were doing the Liverpool game and Maguire scored that header, you could hear him in the background on Sky's
Yeah.
commentary screaming like, get the fuck in, like all this stuff. It's like, you're supposed to be an unbiased commentator.
And Liverpool, they've got Brentford this week. At Brentford. That's not
Yes.
an easy. None of them are fucking easy. And
There
you
is
know,
no easy games in the Premier
No,
League.
there isn't.
There is
I mean,
no
especially
easy
when you're
games.
not in form. Okay, they won today, which
Yeah.
is a good win away at Germany. Was it Frankfurt? Or?
Frankfurt, yeah, they were down 1-0 as well. They were down 1-0. Wirtz finally
Do
got
you know,
a
years
couple
ago
assists.
they had with President Kennedy.
Okay, a few years ago, President Kennedy.
Yeah.
Just a few.
Yeah, just a few.
Yeah, and he had a famous. He was in Germany when it was the Cold War, and
Yeah.
he spoke in German. Act up, I'm a Berliner, is what he said.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember?
No.
It was. I can't say it in German.
Ich bin ein Berliner. or something
Yeah, he
like
said
that.
it in perfect German. I'm a Berliner.
Yeah.
You know, and we used to have a prime minister then. I think it was Wilson, and he went about 3 months later. He was in Hamburg.
Oh,
in
he said,
perfect English, I am a hamburger.
That's
yeah,
beautiful.
fucking brilliant.
That is
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Way to match that.
Yeah.
That got to match
Hey,
it.
surprised it wasn't George Bush.
Yeah,
Yeah, he would've said that. I'm a
He said some
hamburger.
great shit. He said some great
It
things.
worked for the Frankfurt
All right,
as well.
I do want to give you an outlet. Let's talk about Isak. I'm just going to give you the mic. Give me your thoughts on how it all went down. We all know the story. We all know where he is now. We all know he hasn't scored. He's been struggling massively for Liverpool.
Are they playing him?
Yeah, they
What,
are.
from the start.
They
or-
played him and Ekatike today together
Okay.
off the start. So
Oh,
they're trying.
Did they
to
play at the start? I didn't see.
they're-
it
they're
at the
tr-
start.
Ekatike
But
scored.
scored a great goal.
He
I
did
saw the
from
highlights of that.
midfield all the way down. They're trying new things. They're trying to kind of bounce out. I think for the first time, in probably 5+ years, Salah isn't an automatic name on that team sheet right
So
now.
have your feelings calmed down a lot more now that you've got that other geezer?
They've calmed down on the fact that Liverpool are losing.
yeah, four
I'm like, if they
losses
were
in a
winning,
row.
I'd be like, fuck off.
For those who don't
now,
know-
now I'm like,
Liverpool won
all right,
today,
I'm
but
good.
before that, they lost 4 in a row, including
5
3.
in a row, wasn't it?
4.
Was it
4 in a row,
Okay.
3 in the Premier League, which is their longest losing streak since 2014.
Correct.
So it's been 12 years almost since they've
So
done this
given
bad.
that, I am fucking relishing
Yeah.
this. I'm like,
So you
I'm like,
can't
this
stand the
is-
man. You can't
I'm-
stand the snake,
Look,
can
look,
you?
like the reality is. So I was talking about this at the bar just before this. Like, if you're a player in that position, just conduct yourself in the right way, right? I understand if there were promises made, whatever it is, but don't do what you did where you just flat out
Disrespect the club.
completely disrespect the club, the fans. And what everyone forgets is when we signed Isak, he was a very raw, very undeveloped winger / striker. He was
Yeah.
kind of more of an inside forward left winger for Sociedad.
Yeah.
And his best season was 15 goals.
It is crazy looking
Eddie
back at that
Howe-
Sociedad
And I know he's
team.
Swedish, but where did you get him from?
Sociedad, Real Sociedad.
Real Sociedad.
Okay.
That's where everyone's come from.
Oh, is it-
Mikel
is it-
Marino, Zubamendi,
Yeah.
Odegaard,
Great-
all
great
played on
system.
him and Isak. All those 4.
So they're the Spanish.
Isak is they are Spanish.
No, I meant the team they were for.
Yeah, yeah,
So
they're
they're,
Spain.
they're
They're
the
in
Brighton of the Spanish league.
Probably better
They're trying to see
yeah,
them do
yeah,
that,
yeah.
don't they?
Yeah, they're good.
I don't know how. I mean, it's unbelievable. The people they brought through. I mean, look at Caicedo. I mean, he's one of the best in the world now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he is. And then you've got your McAllister.
Yep.
You know, there's some. So, fucking horrible when Man U win.
When Man U win and when Liverpool win right now, it's
So, which
terrible,
one
but
do
they're
you, which
losing
one
right
would
now.
you do you
So who's your-
dislike the most?
Yeah, who's your root for Sunday, I guess?
So
It's a
this
good
is
question.
interesting. Good question, because growing up, obviously, Man United won everything. And
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
best mate in Dallas, shout out Jared, he's a massive Man United fan. An annoying, fickle.
They're all fucking
Man
annoying.
United fan.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And I love him.
I know a few.
I love him to death, but he's so annoying. And seeing him lose, one of my best moments of all time was sitting him down when he was really drunk with my 2 other Geordie mates.
Yeah.
And he was too drunk to really dispute, and making him watch the highlights of when we beat them 5-0
Yeah.
in like 1996, and making him sit there and sit through it when Albert chipped Schmeichel from 30 yards. Do you remember
That's
that?
lovely.
I don't
And
actually
it's-
know.
You don't remember that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't. I love, you're a Newcastle
Yeah,
fan. You're gonna know
anyway.
more
Yeah, of course
specific
I am.
match stuff than we
People
will.
will know that. It's,
Yeah.
it's an iconic goal. But I enjoy Man United losing more historically than Liverpool. But this season, because of what unfolded,
Because of Isak.
to your question,
Yeah.
what unfolded, seeing Liverpool lose has been so satisfying.
Yeah.
And you could tell by the first 5 games, the game against us, they didn't deserve to win that.
Nope.
They
We talked
nicked
about it on the pod. I was like,
Yeah.
can they sustain these last minute goals, this last gasp that they keep getting away with? And again, even against us, when and look, we're a very good team. The goal they did score, wonder free kick, put your hands up, great shot. Nothing we can do about that. If that's what it takes to beat us, that's what it takes to beat us, right? But I'm like, but they won't be able to do this
It's
every
not
week.
sustainable
It's
over
not.
a long period of time. You can win a few games like that, and it does show team spirit, but you can't keep winning games the last minute. And so it's not a surprise to me that it's unfolded. I think Slot got overconfident.
100%.
They got over their skis in terms of how many players they should buy.
Yep.
To the point they should have just taken Ekatike and gone, okay, that's good. Ekatike, Wirtz, and the right back Frimpong. Why
Enough.
would you break up a team
Yep.
that stormed the league? last
Here's
year?
my
Yeah.
thing.
Why would you break?
Well,
them up?
was some of them's contracts up?
Some of them
a year
left.
ago.
Yeah.
I mean,
Some of them, Trent wanted to leave.
Trent,
yeah.
And again,
how's he
here's the
doing?
thing.
He's at Real Madrid, isn't he?
He's been injured. He's been injured, so he
Okay.
hasn't really played too much. But he's been okay when he's played, but not great. But
I
again,
think they won today. Was it?
they did. Yeah,
was
they
1-0,
did.
yeah.
1-0.
Yeah, 1-0. It was Bellingham scored the goal actually. But
Do you like that new format? I don't like the new format.
of Champions League,
Yeah.
I don't mind it actually. I don't mind
prefer
it.
home and away. Maybe I'm just.
I
used
get
to
that.
it.
I get that, and I did feel that way. But after the first year of it, obviously this is how it's going to be going forward. I don't mind the whole everyone kind of play. It's not just like
I mean,
because if
so-
you get drawn a tough group, right, you're screwed. You're just screwed.
Yeah, but when you're up there, say if you're a centre back and you've got their centre forward and you're battling with him,
Yeah.
okay, and you've lost 1-0 and you can't go up to him, he would get you at the fucking bridge.
Exactly.
You can't say that, can you?
No, exactly, because you got to
They
get them right
ruined
there.
it.
You got to
Ruined
get them
it.
right there, right then. You got to win that game.
That's one trash talk you can't do anymore.
But can I tell you what it has created? Statistically, way more goals
Yep.
in the group stage
because
you
they've
have
got
to go
lesser
for it.
teams in
You
there.
have to go for it.
Lesser teams, but you sort of have to go for it. You know, in the group stage before, you sort of could play it safe. If you had your home game, you had your away game
Try to get a
against a
draw.
team, you can try and eke out a draw.
Yeah.
Because you know when you get them back home, you can probably win.
You'll be on the front
Whereas
foot.
now you got one game, and the other thing it creates is way more big teams play each other.
Yeah.
In the group stage, and yes, they play some lesser.
Next
teams,
week we have Bayern
but
PSG.
you have way more big teams,
Okay.
and there's way more excitement in the group stage.
I was surprised today. Who did we play today? Chelsea.
Ajax.
Yeah,
played Ajax.
they won it 3 times. I think they had 3 stars on it. It was a Johan Cruyff era.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was growing up, it was them. It was Feyenoord. I mean,
They
the
were
Dutch
class.
teams now. To get beat 5-1.
Yeah.
Okay, by a bunch of.
And I know they had a red card within 18 minutes, so you were on the front foot. You also got 3 penalties, but again, it doesn't matter. You went there and you bossed them.
We got 2. They got 1.
Yeah. Oh, you had 2? Yeah. 3 penalties total. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But still, you bossed that game, dominated it.
Yeah, but there was a lot of young kids in there. I mean, I'm just saying, it happens. All teams.
The fall of Ajax has been massive over the past couple of years.
Well, you
Massive.
look at Man United. I mean, how many years have they been?
Shit.
They might be getting there. Yeah, no, it's brilliant.
It is great.
Listen, if
isn't
Chelsea lose, okay. I mean, when I was younger, I used to get really upset about it. Fucking piss my weekend. And my mum used to say, "Oh, you're a horrible little fucker," when they lost.
No, that's how you should be.
Yeah, no, you should. But when you get older, then But now, if Chelsea lose, I still don't like it. But as long as Man U lose, I'm good with it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It makes up with it, balances it out.
So to your question, I prefer if Man United lose than.
Yeah,
it's funny. I was talking to my friends yesterday, and on Sunday I was working.
That's what friends do, Ben.
I was working Sunday, and it was Tottenham versus Villa, and then Liverpool United. And I was talking to my friend; he's an Arsenal fan as well. And I was like, "I'm gonna be real with you. If I could pick one of the teams to lose tomorrow, I know Liverpool helps us more if they lose." I fucking love seeing Tottenham lose, man. Like, I'd rather... I got both. I got both, right? So I was thrilled.
Oh, you meant on the weekend?
On the weekend, yeah. They 0-0. They should have lost that game by 4, by the way. Vicario was out of his mind in that game. Right. Monaco should have had at least 2 goals, but Balogun could have had a hat trick.
They said he saved them. Is that right?
Yeah, Vicario saved their ass. Okay. The Italian, he saved them like crazy. That game should have never been a tie. Spurs never had a shot at it.
I think if you say something like Vicario, I don't think you have to follow it that Italian. Of course, he's fucking Italian, Vicario.
Yeah, the Italian goal. He's the only... No, they got 2 Italians.
Actually, I only met Ollie a few weeks ago.
Okay.
I didn't know him. I've not known him years.
No wonder he agreed
to this,
yeah.
But the only reason I knew, I'm at the bar in Newcastle playing. Was it the Carabao Cup?
It was, I think it was the Liverpool game, actually.
Was it? And they equalised and then they scored in the last...
Yeah, the 16-year-old
He's at the bar. We got all these, old people sitting here and having lunch and all that. And he's at the bar and they scored a goal and you're hearing a fucking English accent. And you're fuck!
Yeah.
I'm like, he's English.
No, that's about right. That's definitely about right. So, looking at this season, just kind of trying to wrap our conversation a little bit here. 2 questions. First of all, actually, more not this season, just in general. Do we think Haaland overtakes Shearer all-time Premier League? Do we think that Haaland...
Where is he at now, goals-wise? Is he about 150?
Somewhere around there, but the rate is ridiculous. I mean, the rate is well ahead of anyone that's ever played the game.
He will, if he stays at City, 100%.
And if he stays injury-free.
And he stays injury-free,
of course,
100%. Obviously, you've got Kane. If Kane comes...
You think Kane comes back?
I have a feeling in a year or 2, Kane comes back to someone in the Premier League just to...
Do you think it's Spurs?
Just to...
Do you think he would do that elsewhere? Because I'll be real, if he doesn't go to Spurs, you're going to hate this, I think it's Man United. Probably, I think it's Man United, isn't it?
How much did Man United miss out on that signing?
They tried for years to get him, even from Tottenham. They tried every summer, basically. There was always that link to him, and they always knocked on the door.
I heard a rumour that he loves American football.
Oh, yeah, he's a big Patriots fan.
And he wants to be a kicker for a top-level NFL team.
No
and
way.
I reckon he could do it.
He'll have to learn to lean back.
That'd be
with
fucking
his
hilarious.
You look at Brandon Aubrey.
Yep,
he's the best kicker in the league.
Yep.
And he was an ex-MLS player.
MLS,
I think the technique... Kane could you imagine if Kane went MLS?
But I read there was
NFL, yeah.
There was a rugby player played for Scotland and international, and he came over here to be a kicker, and he said he didn't realise how he says you have to get it up so quick, up so high. He said it's totally different than kicking for rugby.
What's very popular,
and also under pressure as well.
What's very popular is a lot of rugby players from Australia are coming over to be punters in college now. TCU's punter, my college, our punter last year was like some 30-year-old Australian transfer student, and there are Australian Aussie punters all around college football right now.
Yeah.
Normally, I'll give out, I'll tell stories and this, that, but because you two are about, 40 years younger than me, I'm going to give you wise words.
I'm not sure about
Wise.
He's being
wise
nice
words.
to himself there.
Okay,
but
words of wisdom, call it what you want.
Yeah.
I had to learn the hard way, okay? So just to let you know when you're undoing a screw or a bolt, they say lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Yeah.
The same applies if you're in a threesome. Just letting you know.
What do you mean by that?
Hey?
What do you mean by that?
Left one on the left, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Depends what you feel like.
I don't think.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you.
No, you're helping us.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Okay, just know.
All right.
I love that.
Right.
Do we have predictions to wrap this convo up? Do we have predictions for this Premier League season where you expect Newcastle to be at the end of it? What you hope they to be and where you expect them to be?
So where I hope is top 4.
Okay.
Where I expect, I think we'll do top 6.
Who do you think finishes above you?
I think my prediction right now is Arsenal win it.
Brilliant prediction. No,
Sorry
great
to
prediction.
You're not coming on this show again.
No. I love that. I love the
sorry.
pressure.
I think Arsenal win it. I think City second, Liverpool third, fourth probably Chelsea, fifth. Spurs have had a really good start.
They've had a really good start, but they also
I don't think
they did once start 10-0-0 under Ange and then didn't finish top 4. So we've seen what they do, right?
And they're a very young squad as well. Like
they
very
are
young. I think we could do fifth ahead of Spurs. You know, Villa is starting to come on now.
5 in a row for them now.
Villa's started
5 in a row.
really badly, and now Unai Emery's got them ticking. So it's just
None of you said Palace or Bournemouth. I mean, you know, they're
Bournemouth
have done real well.
Yeah. Bournemouth deserve
Bournemouth
love.
are going to do a Forest.
Palace, I think, will compete in cups and in Europe, but I don't think they're going to be competing for European spots in the league, and I don't think that is rude to say that if you ask their fan base, the joke is they're always 12th, right? So I think that they know that once they kind of get safe in the league, they can go focus on that conference league where I think they should be the favorites. Honestly, I think they should. With the squad they have, they should.
Have you ever been to Addison with the Newcastle mob?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, you have been up there? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know, yeah.
Yeah, I've been there, 100%.
Cheryl and the mob.
Yeah.
We have so much, not trouble, because Man City, it was Newcastle were the ones that we gave them that room. And then Man City started coming, they started winning, they started getting bigger and bigger, and they wanted their pictures. I don't like putting soccer stuff everywhere. I want to be known as a pub that shows soccer, not a soccer pub.
Yeah.
The difference being, if there's not a game, I still need
You
customers.
still have people, yeah.
So if I promote it that way, which is, you know, that's why I don't put
yeah.
soccer. Some bars in the USA that show soccer, they have it everywhere. And, you know, I just do it here and there and that. By the way, Arsenal, you said you think they're going to win it. Okay, have you seen that trophy up there?
Yeah, we're going to get a third. We finished third.
I've got to do it. Look, the bridesmaids trophy.
Yeah.
See that?
And also,
see them hands? Look, they nearly got their hands on a trophy.
I've said this.
3 years on the spin.
I said this. So the last time that Arsenal finished second 3 times in a row, what happened the next year, Barry? We won it. 03-04. We finished second for 3 years in a row, and then we won it.
What year was that?
03-04.
And I'm not talking about that. I hate saying this word. Fucking invincible.
Yeah,
fucking
thank
hell.
you.
They should take that word out of the fucking.
Yeah, because no one else gets to fucking say it but us. Because no one else is ever going to say it but us. The last team that held on this year was Palace, funny enough. Palace was the last team to lose a game in the Prem this year. They were the ones that held on the longest.
Yeah.
The only time that we were...
Did that scare you?
Yeah, not really. I'll say the only time that I've been scared that record's going to lose was Liverpool, the year that they won the league over Pep. And it was the Watford side with Ismail Assar, who scored against them in the FA Cup finals. They must be tired of his ass. Scored a brace, and Troy Deeney scored as well for them to knock him off.
For some reason, Liverpool and Newcastle, ever since it was the Keegan era, it's always seemed to be a good game.
It's always a
you know, you always expect, and there's goals, it's 4-3, or, you know. I
There's something about that with, like, his history that comes with games. Like, it creates, like, this, like, boiling pot of, like... You know, you remember the 4-3 Liverpool Newcastle games back in the day, and like they were amazing. You get the Man United Arsenal games in the 2000s that were like,
especially with the managers, Wenger and
even Wenger and Mourinho, they hated each other. Wenger and Mourinho, you were talking about people that did not like each other. I remember when we won the Community Shield over Chelsea under Wenger, right? And Mourinho comes to shake all of our players' hands as we walk to get our medals. Wenger straight up swerved him, and Mourinho went the other. They did not even look at each other.
I thought we were going to get the same thing. We got it for one game with the Italian and
Conte
and
was
Spurs
and
Tuchel.
Tuchel. Yeah,
when he went to shake his hand and he wouldn't
ripped him back. Yeah. Now it's been a while since we've had a proper man because now they're all friends, right? They're all disciples of each other. Pep and Arteta work together. They're best friends.
Well, there's an interesting. It came up on the Gerard Rio podcast. I don't know if you saw that, but like. They were talking about the England team of the 2000s that were like the golden era. Yeah. And he was like, the competition between Liverpool, Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal was like so intense. We had our own cliques and we didn't do that. And like now that doesn't really exist. Like all the players
now you have to be a team.
No, now you go in.
Never be a team.
No, but all the teams, like even if they're rivals, like they're actually quite good mates. Like you even see them in the tunnels before games. They're all saying hello.
No, I remember.
It's not that Steven Gerrard fucking like fuck.
Oh, it's not Vieira and Keane where it's like I will headbutt you in the fucking tunnel if you look at me
having
wrong.
said that, when you're watching that as a fan, it's brilliant.
It is brilliant.
That's what I was
brilliant.
going to say. Do you think that takes something away
Yeah, it
from
does.
the era we have?
A little bit.
Even when I'm playing, I haven't played for a couple of years, so I don't be told. But when I'm playing, I love a little bit of niggle and get up. I don't know why. If ever I put, this is the truth, if ever when I've gone into someone, I put someone on their ass, I don't know what it is inside of me. I always go, no, I'll get them on their ass, and I don't know why. Get up, you cunt.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
because
serious.
you're feeling it.
It's
Because
just
you're
the first
feeling
words
it.
that come out of my mouth.
That's what it's about.
Well, I have a controversial opinion. I think Pep Guardiola ruined football in England.
Disagree.
And I'll tell you why.
Completely disagree.
So now if you look at the game, the way it's played...
I'm with you, Ollie.
The playing out from the back and the constant control of the game and the structured positions, I agree with like Michael Owen and Steven Gerrard. Like the level of skill that was required where it was direct football and players had to be so technically good and physically good to play that game and score worldies from anywhere and like stuff like that. Now it's so structured. Players like, you look at like Grealish at City as a good example. Like he is the type of player that in the 90s would have been
To the moon.
a Gascoigne. He
To
would
the
have been a
moon,
Gascoigne, right? But now he can't play in this.
Well, now he's
this
crushing
way
it
of
at
playing.
Everton now.
He is crushing it at Everton, but like most teams now try and play that way.
Yeah.
And I think that it
You even see it in the lower division, don't you?
you
passing out
you
from
see
the
in the
back and all
MLS.
that,
I've been to a
yeah.
few MLS games. They're all passing
Yeah.
out from the back, and it's bought. As much as I understand the tactical reasons why, I get it. Like tactically, it makes sense, but for fans,
Viewing it, watching it, it's a
not
lot
as
better the
fun.
other way. It actually is.
I'm still
Why
going
do
to
you
stand.
disagree?
I'm still going to stand on disagreeing. And here's my take: if Pep Guardiola wasn't the one to do that, someone else would. Someone else would have he just happened to be better at it than everyone else, and he's made let's be real, probably top 3, if not the best manager ever.
taking
blank.
that
I mean,
away
I
from
think you go through certain
I have no
times
problem with
different-
it. That's the stage that the game is at right now. That's where, and again, we see it. Arteta's obviously a disciple of Pep, fresh off of his squad to Arsenal, right? And we see the control that we have in games. Hell, before that last game, we didn't let up a shot on target for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that control. And if you don't like it, simply beat us.
Yeah, agree.
Like beat us. If you don't want us to play, when City came to Arsenal and everyone complained that City sat back and played for that draw this year and we tied them in the last minute. Well, City came out. John Stones came out in an interview the week after, and he said we didn't plan on playing like that. We had no intention of going to Arsenal and sitting back as much as we did. They made us play like that. So I don't mind if my team is going to put you in a position where we had to play that, and people complain about, oh, we only score set pieces for Arsenal as well. Well, we know that you're going to put 10 behind the ball, and we're going to get a lot of corners.
Yeah.
So we're going to get really fucking good at the situations we know we're going to be in.
Yeah,
Prior
fair.
to Pep bringing that style and now everyone's copying it,
Yeah.
what was it before that and what is it in the future? Can you see another style? There must be. I mean, every now and again, it'd be 10 or 15 years.
I mean, if I could see the next style, I'd have a much better paying job right now, right?
I get it.
I'd be a lot better.
I don't know what it can be.
Can I say one view on this as well?
Yeah.
Like this is
Please.
So I think like 3 at the back only became popular again in the last call it 5 years, 5 to 7
Yeah.
years. And like before that, it was so unpopular.
There's really
no one played 3 at the
Conte
back.
brought it back a lot with Chelsea.
He did, and I think I think an evolution of 3 at the back is actually still 2 up front. So at the moment you got like the Amorim system where it's like 3-4-3.
Yeah.
If you actually play 2 up front and a 10 in the hole, the pressing from the 2 up front creates a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
And I think actually bringing 2 up front partnerships back that we used to have in
Strike
the 90s
partners.
and the strike
I love
partners,
that, yeah.
I think is a massive opportunity. If a coach was brave enough to play that system where it's 3-5-2, where you had 5 midfield with a 10.
I've got to laugh.
Have you
because-
lost me?
No. It's got
Or have
nothing
I
to do
lost
with it. It's how my mind works.
Yeah.
You just a little while ago, you said 10 in the hole. I thought that sounds like a fucking good orgy. Honestly, that's what went through my brain, you know?
I mean, I think that is different too with formations because you see teams present different formations in and out of possession now too.
Yeah, yeah.
When Arsenal are out of possession, I'm going to use my own club because I watch this the most, obviously. We go to a 4-4-2. We'll press you with either Havertz and Gyökeres and then Odegaard or Eze at the 10, right? When we're in possession, we'll see our left back go play center mid. We see Lewis Skelly do it. We see
very
Calafiori.
flexible.
I swear to God, we tell that man, go have fun. We literally just tell him to go have fun every
He
weekend.
scored a good goal. It was offside.
Lewis Skelly's assist yesterday
Lewis
was
Skelly,
unreal.
unreal for him. But Calafiori, if you watch us in a Premier League game, you will see Calafiori start at left back. He'll play right wing. He'll play right back. He'll play center mid. He'll play striker. Fun fact for you, the most shots in our team up until yesterday's game, Calafiori had the most.
Really?
Him and Gyökeres were tied on 16 shots at the season. So again, I think that the system kind of gets a little more total football and you operate fluidly in a way instead of just a strict formation. You let players with those talents go do it. Calafiori is a wild card for us, right? He can do anything. He's a maverick. So we just tell that man to go have some fun, and we give him a little more freedom, whereas we might restrict other players to certain zones. And so I think it can get down to player personnel and the way that you line up as well.
But I'm just back to my point. I agree with everything you just said.
Mm-hmm.
My point is in terms of fan enjoyment.
Yeah.
I don't think this style of football that most teams employ is the most fan friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have those moments where
agree.
they're just knocking it around the back.
I agree, and
back.
here's my counter to that. It doesn't matter if you're winning. If you're winning, because I'll say this from our perspective, people bitch all the time. Arsenal play ugly football. You score a corner and you defend. We don't care. We don't give a shit. If we're winning, I don't give a shit how we do it. I've seen my team play beautiful football at Old Trafford, at St. James, and we walk away with a 2-1, 3-1, 1-0 loss, right? And I don't care about that we played well shit anymore. I care about results. So if you're going to get me results, I don't care how you do it as long as you're consistent with it, which we've shown to be.
But it's like, we're talking about the view in public, the game's not as fun as it anymore, and it's all to do with Pep Guardiola, whatever his fucking name is. Pep.
Yeah, you got it.
But you've also got the thing with VAR. You can't have Vieira against Roy Keane anymore.
Yeah.
You can't have games like that.
Yeah.
And you can't have talking points where in pubs years later, no, it was over. Oh, fuck off, it wasn't. You can't. So there's a lot of stuff that you can, that the past, even though it might have been a little bit more rugged, or call it what you want, it had conversations and it was viewing. It was easier to view and have an argument about.
It was the debates that made it
that's
more
what
fun.
it is, yeah.
I had this stance for a while, and I still stand by it. I don't think VAR is inherently bad. I think those who operate it are. I think that the referees in England, I mean, as we've already seen, come out corruption many times.
They only have it in the
David
Premiership.
Coote.
They don't have it in the Championship and anything like that.
Yep.
I'd rather watch that. I don't like the VAR.
Remember a couple of years ago they didn't have it for like certain rounds of the Carabao Cup, but then they did once they got to the semis.
Because like the lower league,
the lower league couldn't afford it. They couldn't afford to bring it in for them.
VAR.
So they're like, okay, well, no VAR till the semis. I'm like, what a weird fucking tournament to be like. Yeah, by the way, once you get to the end, we're gonna start watching you look like. It's just weird. So. I don't think VAR is bad. I think those operating it, I think it's just still too left up to human interpretation, and those who are left to interpret it don't do a good enough job.
I think the decision-making time is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Like how long does it take? Like if you're leaving it to a linesman in real time at the split second to make a decision, and 9 times out of 10
there's so much money involved,
right.
is that what you're saying? Because of that?
No, but like the fact that it takes sometimes 3 or 4 minutes
to make
a decision.
And was he really touched?
Bullshit.
They get the ball.
Like you should be able to.
We should have had a penalty against you. We should have had a fucking penalty against you.
You should be able to use that.
We should have had that penalty against you every day of the week. You know it. If that happened on the other end of the pitch, there's no way you're not calling for that pen.
This is meant to be a podcast about, and it's based on just a few blokes in a pub chatting about football, which we have done, but we can't go on forever.
No, we got to wrap it up. Let's do. So we normally end with a segment we call it Wanker of the Week. We give it to one person that we think has just been a real wanker this week. So I'll start it off to give you a second to think. I'm going to give it to Snot, Arne Snot, as we call him. We call him Snot, Slut, Slot, whatever you want to call him. Yeah. His comments after the Liverpool-Man United game, just talking about, well, they started Šeško up top for 4 or 5 games, and they didn't, and they changed this. Yeah, they're allowed to do that. That's how the game works. You bitch about the worst things ever. Grow up. It happens. So I'm giving it to Slot. 4 losses in a row up until today. I'll concede. They won today.
My wanker of the week is Maguire. For getting up there and scoring that, I fucking hate Man United, okay? He's a wanker.
Yeah.
Give a fuck. If he does it for England, I might,
Yeah.
give him
Brilliant header, though. Brilliant header from the slap head.
But, if a corner's coming across and Maguire's up there, fucking put someone on him.
And I'll give it to Ollie in a minute to close, but one more thing about Maguire. Good for him.
Yeah,
all the shit he's gone through since he joined Man United, the price tag, the media, everything was on his back.
And the last manager, whatever his name was, he hardly put him in. He barely
put him in the fucking squad. To go through all of that, to still be the man for England, to still stay with it, and then to go get a winner at Anfield, good on you. Good on you, Harry. All right, Ollie, take us home. Who's your wanker of the week?
Shout out Harry Maguire, by the way.
Yeah, big shout.
Drinks the vodka, he drinks the Jaeger. His head's fucking massive.
It is fucking massive.
And wank of the week, I'll probably give it to Danny Welbeck.
Oh, because he did you in.
He did us in 2 goals. And do you know what? Welbeck's been under the
And he
radar.
played for Man U years ago.
annoyingly
Man U
good.
to Arsenal,
Like he's been
yeah.
like annoyingly good for so many years, and out of nowhere
Everywhere he goes.
he like
Even
had,
Watford,
he
he
hadn't
did a
really
job.
scored for a long time, and he just banged it. He does this unbelievable Messi like chip over Pope.
He's got crazy tech. He's got
and I'm
crazy
like,
tech,
I'm like,
man.
where did this come from?
You don't
You're like,
get to-
I swear you're 45 years old. at
You
this
don't get
point.
to Man
What's
United
going
or
on?
Arsenal at that age without some serious tech, so he's still
Yeah, but
got
how
it.
old is he? Because he's been around
He's
for a
gotta be
while.
34.
late 30s, early
34,
mid late
35.
30s.
That's good.
Yeah, he's got not too much longer, but that's gonna do it for us. Big thank you to Ollie Cooke for coming on and joining us. You have one more
And
thing?
we
Barry?
hardly spoke about the Euros, really, did we?
The Euros.
Euros, fucking.
Oh, the Champions League.
Yeah.
The Champions League. We touched on it a
It's
little
in
bit.
Europe, you prick. It's
We
Euros.
did, yeah. You're at Euros. That's different. That's a whole different
I
tournament.
know,
I'm not
I
giving
know.
you that one. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll be back next week. Thank you again to Ollie for joining us, and we will chat soon.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.